Hello everyone. It's now 4 weeks since I was released from hospital following my Lemtrada / alemtuzumab / Kempath treatment, whatever they want to call it. So I thought I'd check in, let you know how things are going. I know the last time I spoke to you, I think I was saying that I was sort of feeling a little bit like I was coming down with something. And I did get a little bit of a cold, but it wasn't too bad, to be perfectly honest. And I'm now at the stage where I can stop the diet that I was following. I say diet, that's an exaggeration. What I was doing was avoiding certain foods. So I had to avoid anything that could give me listeria. So that was things like pâtés, cold meats, anything reheated. I couldn't reheat anything. So if we made a bolognese the other night, for example, and I couldn't keep the leftovers like I'd normally do and make myself another meal the following day by heating it up, that had to go into the freezer. So it's all those sorts of things you have to avoid for 4 weeks because your immune system is so low that can do major damage for you. So that's now ended. I celebrated it today with a cream cheese and ham bagel because both cream cheese and ham are on the list of stuff I couldn't have. So yeah, that's over now. My tablets that I've been taking daily and every few days, depending on which one it was, that's now completed as well. I no longer have to take them anymore. So yeah, everything in a physical sense is good. I generally feel okay in terms of, what you might refer to as immuno stuff. So I'm not... I don't feel ill. I don't feel like I'm coming down with anything anymore. I don't really have the achy bones stuff that I was having. I'm sleeping quite well. Everything is generally okay in that sense. Emotionally, I think things are slightly different. I don't know how to describe it other than to say that I feel like I'm a lot more in touch with my emotions than I have been previously in my life. I mean, I've never been somebody that isn't in touch with my emotions, but I think I'm very much more in touch with them now. Like a lot of people, I've been watching the Ricky Gervais Afterlife series on Netflix, and I found it very difficult. Actually, I found it very difficult to cope with, and I found myself getting very emotional watching it because I think part of me, I found it very easy to imagine myself in that role, if you like, in the Gervais role of having been, left because my other half passed away and feeling like I didn't care about anything. I found it easy to imagine that, but I also imagined what it would be like for my other half if something happened to me, and I found that kind of thing much easier to imagine than I would have done in the past. I think I've spoken before on a podcast and maybe one of these videos about when I watched A Star Is Born recently with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, and that slayed me. The end of that movie absolutely slayed me because I completely understood how Bradley Cooper's character had got to the place he'd got to. I'm not going to say any more than that in case people haven't seen it. I want to avoid spoilers, but it really did affect me far more than I was prepared for, I think. I am speaking to a counsellor at the moment once a week, courtesy of MS UK, one of the many charities, the multiple sclerosis charities that are out there, and it's helpful to an extent, but I said to her on Friday that there's also the fact that the reality of my situation is that I don't know what's going to happen. And I realise that people that get ill with various things, are in not dissimilar situations. But what I mean is, if I'd have lost somebody close to me, if a member of my family had died, say, then there is a path that people who are grieving go on, and it's about getting to the next stage and letting yourself deal with all of the things that are to come. And there's an extent to which I've had to grieve for the loss of the life that I thought I was going to live. But at the same time, I might not have lost it because the treatment that's available for MS and the things that I'm going through and so on are constantly evolving. So actually, have I lost that freedom? Have I lost that life that I thought I was going to live? The biggest thing, I've said it before on these videos and I'll say it again, I'm sure, the biggest thing affecting me is my vision, okay? And I'm currently on the list to have a Botox injection into the muscle of my eye, which would hopefully give me single vision without the need for glasses, at least on a temporary basis. They reckon for about 6 weeks. Now, there's a chance that by doing that and by getting the single vision, my brain could essentially just remember what it's supposed to do, and it could fix my vision. That's a very simplistic way of looking at it, but that's sort of the reality. There's also the chance that I could have surgery. I could have surgery on my eye, and that would then lead to me basically getting back to single vision. Now, I'm doing exercises to help improve my balance, but the biggest thing is the vision. And if that could improve, then I wouldn't feel as weird about doing auditions as I feel at the moment. I wouldn't feel as that I can't exercise, which I feel at the moment. I can barely even take the dog for a walk because I can't really see properly and I don't have very good balance. But if you can fix the vision, then the balance will improve naturally, because at the moment, whilst I have single vision as long as I'm wearing these glasses with the special lens in, I think you can just about see, I have single vision if I'm wearing these, but it's not normal, it's distorted vision. And all of the peripheral vision where the lens isn't there is not single. If I were to look out the window there, look at my side there, there's a radiator. And if I look at the side of my eyes, it looks like the radiator goes like that and then like that. So everything is me feeling uncomfortable on my feet and uncomfortable in myself. So if that could be improved, then my life would improve dramatically. And so that's the weird situation that I'm in, is actually I can't grieve for the loss of the life that I thought I was going to live, because things might improve enough to mean that I haven't lost it, and that at least in the short term, until I maybe have another relapse and something happens along those lines, I can be okay. So that's a difficult one to cope with, because I don't get to grieve for something that I might not have lost, but right now it feels like I need to, because I haven't got it anymore. I haven't had an audition for an acting job for, I don't know, about a year maybe. So I feel very, very trapped actually in the loss of life that I thought I was going to lead. And that's a tricky one to cope with emotionally, because I'm still alive. There's nothing. It's not a life-threatening illness. I haven't got cancer that's gonna kill me or anything like that. So it's difficult to know how to cope, basically, with what's going on with me and how to think about my life. So that's the biggest thing that's going on. Now that's obviously nothing to do with the Lemtrada treatment or anything else. But I just wanted to fill you in, really, because the whole point of me doing these videos is that if anybody else with MS watches them, or that's maybe just been diagnosed or something like that, I just want to give you a complete sense of what the disease is like and how you react to everything that comes with it. And some days are better than others, and some parts of life are better than others, and everything else. But the general thing for me right now is that I am trapped in feeling like I don't know whether I'm looking forward and wondering what's going to come next in a positive way, or whether I'm trapped looking backwards at the life I led up till now and having to say goodbye to it. And that's a really difficult thing to cope with in its own way. But you keep going and you turn to the people that are around you and are there for you, and you battle on, and that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I don't know when I'll check in next. Maybe if and when I get the Botox injection for the eye, I'll check back in and let you know how that's gone and what that entails and stuff. If you've got any questions or comments or anything, please do comment under the video or contact me on Twitter, my journey with M2, because I couldn't have MS for some bizarre reason. But yeah, do get in touch and let me know what you're thinking of these videos, I guess. All right, thanks. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.